Today, we're going to follow the honey.
Hi, I'm Brian.
I'm Derica, and you're watching City Steading. Today, we have some gift honey. We love gifts. We love honey.
Who doesn't love gifts, actually?
I don't know. I would question a person who does not love gifts.
I would worry for them.
Anyway, this particular gift set came to us thank you to Bear Claws. Now, if I'm pronouncing either of your first or last names incorrectly, I'm terribly sorry because it happens to me all the time.
Pretty sure the last name is right.
But I'm pretty sure Bear.
B-A-I-R is probably Bear.
And for some reason, I really like the name Bear Claws because I think of bear claws. And
kind of like Sandy Claus.
Yeah, it's an awesome name. Anyway, she works for Follow the Honey, which is a family-owned and operated business in Cambridge, Massachusetts.
So it's up north.
We're going to have links for their website in the description below, and you can purchase all of these things right off their website. And if you make an order of $75 or more, you get free shipping.
And if you think this is an infomercial, sort of. They sent us honey. So we're going to promote them because, hey, they went out of their way to send something to us, so we're going to give you our thoughts on it. And if you want to buy it, go right ahead.
And I'm going to read you a little bit about their company because this is one of the reasons why we're really excited about this. Not only because it's honey, because we love honey, because we brew mead, and that's from honey.
Now, the reason why we're not making any meads from any of these is because if you notice, this is the largest sample size that we have, and that's, what is that, a pint? Not really enough to make much mead. I didn't want to waste it on that, and I don't want to use the word waste in the wrong way. I thought getting to know the flavor profiles of each of these first might be ideal, and then maybe we'll get some and make a batch of it. That way you guys can know exactly what honey we used when we made our mead. Kind of a neat idea.
So they are a family-owned business of beekeepers, land stewards, and creatives who seek to educate, illuminate, and defend honeybees, small batch artisans, and farmers locally and globally who deserve just compensation. And if you watched our other channels, you know we're all into doing things naturally, doing things simply, trying to buy local as much as possible.
Though there are some exotic things that are really cool, too.
Yes.
Like honey.
So these honeys are from around the world. I'm going to go through each one of them. I'm going to tell you a little bit about them. But they also have some local honeys, like this one, that's local to them, not to us. And they try to source from companies that are like-minded. So, good team.
Cool.
All right. They also sent us all these cool things, and because I'm a big dork. I just really love their artwork, and it's really fun.
And this is staying here, by the way.
Business card. They gave us stickers. We don't have any place to put stickers, but we're putting it here on the wall of
So it's now
infamy.
In between our heads.
So, yay, Follow the Honey. Thank you so much. All right, so the first one we're going to start is the Marizia honey, which I'm probably not pronouncing
That's how I would
correct
say
at all.
I'm probably wrong too.
Anyway, this is an Ethiopian honey from the Majang forest. And it was listed as Ethiopian grawa/coffee honey. So I'm thinking that may be the source of the pollen used.
Oh, wow.
That's
really interesting.
To get the honey, which would make sense if it's coffee pollen, because we've seen different things and how the colors of the pollen affect the color of the honey and the flavor profile.
Also, I want to say something. If I seem a little bit down or out of it today, I'm not feeling real well, so a honey video is probably a good idea because honey's good for you. But that's why. I'm not actually in a bad mood or anything. I just don't feel real good.
Side note, thank you, Brian, for reminding me. Each of these honeys have specific medicinal properties that are attributed to them. I did not take notes on that.
So we're just going to mash them all together and hope it works.
Because what we're most interested in for this particular experiment is their flavor profile and our thoughts of how that would affect a brew.
Can we taste that now?
Yes.
Sorry.
All right.
It looks like coffee to me.
So this is a clear jar, just so
That
you're
is some
aware.
seriously dark
That
honey.
is the color of the honey. It's this beautiful, really super dark.
It smells like coffee. It kind of does. It has
It does, and
It sort of smells like a boucher honey, like after it's
Yeah.
been cooked, or a little bit of a boucher / coffee flavor. It's interesting.
So I have a little pile of spoons back here behind these jars, and we're just going to take a spoonful, and then we're going to share
Because we're just cute,
we're
disgustingly sweet like that.
obnoxious like that. Oh wow, this is
It's
super
like creamed.
thick. It's really
like taffy.
interesting. Yeah. I mean, it's not
Butterscotch.
quite as thick
That's-
but look at that.
It's kind of like
You
butterscotch.
can see me do
Oh
that.
man.
That's super thick.
Whoa! Don't.
I wasn't trying to make a mess.
Yeah,
I was
yeah,
just trying to
yeah.
show the quality of the honey.
She's getting it all over.
I'm getting everywhere.
It is so incredibly strong flavor.
It's very thick and viscous, obviously, by my little demonstration there. But it has such a unique flavor.
Boucher coffee. That I would imagine just making this into a mead, it's going to taste like a Boucher and coffee mill in
Yeah,
one.
yeah.
Like right now, I want a gallon of that so I can make this.
Yeah.
'Cause that's just awesome.
This is really interesting. And even if you're not planning on, so we'll put it on this side. Even if you're not planning on
There was honey on the
brewing
spoon.
with this, I think
thick.
this would be an excellent thing to try because it has such a unique flavor
It's an
compared
instant Boucher.
to what you're thinking of for honey. And I like it because it's not sickly sweet at all.
No, it's actually not even that sweet.
It has a nice subtle sweetness to it. It's more about,
I wonder if it actually has the same amount of sugars as regular honey or not. We'd have to test that.
that we would have to test.
That's another show.
But its flavor is delightful and unique, and
It's awesome.
I would strongly suggest trying that. All right, so the next one is the Caramal, which, there it is. This is a Portuguese oak honey, and the
I'm seeing a trend
the
here.
family who owns this honey has like this huge family estate that was established in 1898 in Portugal. And I was reading forever about the history of the state, and I'm completely in love with this location and totally want to go there. But the whole northern portion of their estate is this giant oak forest, and that's where they get this honey from, is when
So we have Boucher honey and bourbon honey.
pretty much. Because, again,
Vodka honey?
Stop it. It has a really dark color, similar to the coffee, and it's stated that it has a malt aroma. Yeah, I kind of get that.
Mm-hmm. It's oaky too.
It's
like,
oaky,
It's definitely
yeah.
woody.
So,
Like a wood-aged whiskey or something. It has
yeah,
a little bit of
I'm
that
thinking
wood.
this is going to be reminiscent of whiskeys, and if you've watched our channel, you probably noticed that we are a fan of the whiskey.
I have no idea what you're talking about. People argue with me about whiskey,
Don't argue with Brian about whiskey.
especially Scotch. I'm not saying I'm like a know-it-all, but I know a bit.
That has some of those oaky wood notes.
But it's honey. Like, it's definitely
It's
honey.
definitely honey.
This one, you'd almost say, is that even honey? This one is definitely honey with oaky wood notes.
Yeah. But it still isn't an overly sweet honey.
No. I would totally make a mead out of that.
And I enjoy the complexity of that one as well because it has that definite wood note that
Whiskey mead.
it's whiskey mead. Yeah.
Well, it's whiskey honey. It's whiskey mead in a bottle, ready to be made. That's what it is. Anyway.
Okay, so next is the Canadian White Gold. So this honey is untreated, unfiltered, unheated, unprocessed, and it is from
Is it really polite too?
red clover of northern Canada. And the reason why it's this really
It smells like sugar.
odd, solid consistency is that it self-solidifies after extraction due to the low moisture content. Now, we found this out.
So that means this would have higher sugar than a typical honey.
Yes,
Probably more than 35 points per pound per gram.
which probably means it's going to be crazy sweet as well. But that's,
It smells like frosting.
that's speculation.
It really does. It smells like sugar frosting.
If you watched our original, no, it wasn't. It was the cherry chocolate mead. I
Okay.
think.
I'm not sure what you're getting
We
at.
used another
Oh, that
gift
one, yeah.
honey that was similar to this one. Is that it was white
It
and
was
solid,
actually even thicker than this one.
and it was a
this
little
one-
confusing
this
to us
one
at first because we weren't used to
Yeah, we thought it was
seeing
wax.
the low moisture content honey. But we've since learned that it's more common the farther north that you go, and I guess their bees just have a lower moisture content.
Well, it might freeze.
That's true. That's true. But
So lower
Maybe-
moisture content makes it not freeze.
oh, science. It's a thing. All right, so let's get to work here.
Guess it's a thing too, because
Oh, now see, when we dig into this, it's really thick and creamy. It almost reminds
Like
me of
whipped.
like marshmallow or something.
It's like it's been whipped.
Yeah. But it's really pretty. It's like opalescent. And that is some sweet honey.
Just put that on a cake.
Yeah.
Seriously, it's frosting. It smells like it too. By the way, in case anyone's worried about her getting sick, in case I'm sick, notice I'm eating last.
That is delicious. And like Brian suggested it being icing, I think it would completely work as an icing.
I wouldn't brew with it though.
Yeah.
I don't think it's a brewing.
I don't think it would. I
It's
would agree.
awesome, but I don't think it's a
It
brewing.
is wonderful, but it's
These two, total brews in a bottle. There's no doubt.
this one I could totally see using as an icing.
Yeah, literally, just out of the jar, just put it on a cake.
And not only because
Or
it's
on toast.
so very sweet, but it's aesthetically pleasing. It has that kind of opalescent look to it, which I think used as an icing would be very attractive. All right, so next is our, this is the wildflower honey that's local to Massachusetts. So let me find that one on my notes. Yeah, so this is local wildflowers of Massachusetts, and this is made in Bear, Massachusetts. And this one's called Autumn Morning. So I'm guessing it's autumn wildflowers.
Spicy. Oh, I was going the other way with it.
That's okay.
Better not taste like pumpkin.
Don't get them started.
It's that time of year. Everything's pumpkin. Pumpkin coffee. I like coffee flavored coffee. See, now that smells like honey. It smells like honey. It's starting to solidify on the side a little bit.
Yeah, when you get into the middle, it's
It's liquid in the middle,
more
but the sides are starting to.
more typical of what we think of here,
Yeah.
at least, as honey texture. Yeah, the part
It's crystallized.
I
a little bit.
scraped was starting to crystallize, but
Oh, I've had some people actually ask. So my friend had this honey sitting in his kitchen for 12 years. Is it safe to use for mead? Heck yeah! Honey doesn't go bad. It doesn't actually spoil. That's the cool thing about it. Even if it's crystallized, don't worry about it.
the reason why honey is so good for you is because it's a natural antibacterial,
Antibiotic.
which means that bacteria cannot live in it. And the
Which
reason
means it
why
can't go bad.
you have to be very careful in brewing with it as to how much you have is that if you have too much of a high honey
It'll
to
prevent the
other
yeast.
liquid ratio, the yeast won't even be able to
Yeah.
survive. And we've had a lot of people
I put 12
saying,
pounds of honey in a 1 gallon batch. Why isn't it working?
'cause-
How did you fit 12 pounds of honey in a 1 gallon batch? First off,
Anyway,
the honey's working. I feel a little bit better.
that's good.
can tell.
I realize now, looking at my notes, that I missed one that was on the shelf.
Oh,
Yes.
We got 2 of these.
We got 2 of this one and 2 of the wildflower. So this is red bamboo. Red bamboo is in the buckwheat family. It is native to East Asia and has spread throughout North America.
So now that's interesting though, because I would think like buckwheat being a grain is probably in the grass family, and bamboo being bamboo is in the grass family. Huh. Never tasted bamboo before.
But it's a nice dark color as well. It's not nearly as dark as these.
It would be like there.
It would be like if we did that. That would be the darkness. We're getting honey all over the place.
Not really. It'd be like this.
All right.
We just have to do that one still.
That one's really nice.
It's a little richer than this one.
Yep.
Yeah, it's got it's an interesting flavor. It's got a, like, every once in a while if you have honey, and you get like this, almost a bite at the back of your mouth. That has more of it than this one.
Yeah.
Actually, it has more of it than those 2 also. It's almost an acidity, but I can't really call it acidity.
I equate it to like tannic.
Yeah,
like
it's
a tannin thing.
Sort of. It's really good.
Wine. It's really wonderful.
So we got 4 brewing honeys so far. All 4 would be great. This is more of a neutral. You could do almost anything with it. This one has its own unique flavor. It's hard to describe, really.
Yeah. But
it's a strong flavor.
I could imagine pairing citrus notes with this and it being really nice.
Sure.
Where
those 2 don't need anything.
These 2 can stand on their own.
Yeah, they're single flavors on their own.
Maybe a little vanilla with this one to punch the...
With either. You can put vanilla
true.
in that,
You can put vanilla in that.
You can put vanilla with that one or that one, too. Vanilla's kind of universal that way.
Some chocolate in with this, maybe. That would be nice. With the
Maybe.
the
I'm just afraid of too much.
Yeah, just be delicate on it. I was just thinking, but honestly, these 2 are so nice. They don't need anything added to them.
Probably mix all 4 together and make an awesome mead.
Just dump them all in a bucket. No, that's awful. That's bad. These are wonderful honeys. I don't want to do that. All right, so this last one is an actual honeycomb. This is acacia honeycomb.
And it's really sticky.
And it's from Hungary. And this is from the nectar of the black locust tree.
It's very clear.
Yeah, it's a really...
Like, it's colorless, pretty much. She got all greedy.
It's very sweet, but not as sweet as this one.
Yeah, it's got that frosting-y flavor, though.
Mm-hmm.
It kind of does. There's a little bit of that frosting. That's the best description I can give.
But other than the definitive sweetness, I would say...
It's subtle.
Yeah. It seems to be very pure and very... There's no other
I'd make mead
notes
from it.
Oh, sure. It'd be a great
I'm going to let you close it.
base honey,
Your hands are already sticky.
but yes. But it doesn't have any distracting notes.
Yeah. It's very neutral.
So if I were to do a recommendation on a honey just to try as a honey, this is what I'm going to suggest.
Just to try as a honey?
Yes, because that's, to me, is more just like honey. This is an experience.
But you said just to try as a honey.
Yes, to try as a honey.
Oh, if you want an experience, then yeah.
Not
any of
to
these
brew,
two, really.
just for a unique honey experience.
They are actually now in order of strength of flavor, I think. This one was the most neutral and weakest. This one got a little bit stronger. This one is definitely a more honey. This one it's honey plus.
Yeah.
This one's honey plus plus, and then this one, is it honey anymore? I don't even know. I mean, it's out there. It's awesome. Don't get me wrong. I'm not saying it's bad. It's just so different from this that if you ate this and then tried that, you would go, no, that's not honey, because it tastes that different.
It's completely different worlds, which is kind of cool because this is Ethiopia and that's Hungary. So my recommendation is this for an experience.
Get them all.
Our recommendation for brewing, I think would be
the top 4.
and these guys.
These 2 would be harder to brew with because, you know, honeycomb, you have to drain it. I mean, you could put the whole honeycomb in there, and that does act as a nutrient to some extent, so you could do that. This one would be harder to brew with, simply because of the crystallized state that comes in.
But if you're big into baking,
Oh, yeah.
I really want to try using that as an icing, so there you go. All right, the last thing has nothing to do with edibles, but it is a honey-based product, and it is a hand cream. Royal Jelly Body Butter, Rosemary Lavender, and it's beautiful packaging.
Technically, it's not a honey product, then it's royal jelly.
Okay. It's a bee product. How's that?
Yes.
And it definitely smells like lavender, and it's beautiful, and I love the packaging. And after I clean all the honey off of me, I'm gonna apply that. So thank you so much to Follow the Honey, and thank you so much to Bear. We really appreciate it.
This is cool.
And
my toast and bagels will appreciate it.
Yes, and we're going to be getting some more, probably this one.
I think we might try that one. I was very disappointed in my bourbon boucher.
And you'll see us brewing with it on your next episode. Not the very next episode, but
in a future episode.
In a future episode.
Yeah. Nice job there, babe. Can you? And just to answer the question of, no, we really don't script this. Just so you know. Anyway, thanks for watching, guys. Have a great day.
Bye bye.